Can you sue the owner of PamTech for defamation because of the publication that was made on the 14th of April 2026 regarding the disengagement of Juliet ibekwe and Mr. Lucky? PamTech Group official public notice. Now, many of you saw the publication by PamTech Group on the 14th of April 2026 stating, posting a disclaimer saying that Ms. Juliet ibekwe and Mr. Lucky are no longer workers, with PamTech Group, and they stated there that the public should not engage with them, as it relates to PamTech. So it was like an awareness to the public. Go ahead and do any business you want to do with them, but just know that you are not working, with PamTech if you are dealing with them. So you are dealing with them on their own personal capacity. Now, there have been so many issues about that, and one of the things I've seen people saying that post is defamation. So what is defamation? Defamation is when you make publication, about people, and your narrative is false statement, and you make that all in a bid to damage their character or damage their person. Now, this is the best way I'll define it so that you understand what I'm trying to say. Now, if you go through that post, Miss Juliet or Mr. Lucky cannot sue them for defamation. Why? Because the company has not made any defamatory speech. All the company came to do is to inform the public that these people are no longer my agents, because the way Mrs. Juliet was acting before now and Mr. Lucky was acting before now, they were like the face of the company. In other words, they were seen as agents of PamTech. So now that they are no longer staffs of PamTech, it's only reasonable to make a public disclaimer so that the public will be aware that these guys are no longer agents. So all they did successfully is to state the disengagement and the lack of authority of these two individuals to act on behalf of the company. So in other words, they made it clear to the public that there is no employer and employee relationship again binding two of them, and they also made it clear to the public that there is no agency relationship binding the both of them. So for me, there is no defamation that was made. I'm going to also outline other issues relating to this and how it has to do with the labor law. Did you gain value from the video? Share with me in the comment section. I'd like to hear from you. Don't forget to give me a follow. Like this video so you keep getting more legal content like this. Thank you. What is the implication of the notice that PamTech released as regarding Ms. Juliet and Mr. Lucky disengagement? Now, the implication of that notice, the first implication you have to to see is that notice reveals an end of agency, of an agency relationship. Now, what's an agency relationship? An agency relationship is a situation where a particular individual is seen to act for a principal. Sometimes the principal is known, like in this case, we all know PamTech. Sometimes the principal is unknown. So it means that any transaction or anything that agent, does, the principal is going to be held liable, especially if it's a disclosed principal. Now, what PamTech has successfully done is that in case if Ms. Juliet enters into any business subsequent, or Mr. Lucky enter any business subsequent, then they use the brand name PamTech for it. The implication is that PamTech will not be liable if anything goes wrong. Now, the only time PamTech will be liable is if, for instance, that publication was made on the 14th of April. If Mrs. Juliet or Mr. Lucky, entered into any agreement or any business transaction on behalf of PamTech before 14, definitely PamTech is going to be liable. But anything that happened after the 14th, any new transaction after that public notice has been given to the public, PamTech will not be liable. The only exception to this is if the person, that decide to still do business with them, believing that he's working with PamTech, can prove that he did not see that publication or is not aware about the publication, and these individuals probably sold themselves out that they were working on behalf of PamTech, then in that situation, definitely PamTech is going to be liable. Now, this thing that has happened is wisdom for those of you who are business owners. It's very important to know that there are certain employees that when they leave your company, you should not just be relaxed, especially if they've gained so much power. It's important you have things like this stated in your employment contract, or in other things that you are doing, let it be clear that this person has left, and that when he leaves, certain publications they are going to be made. Do you gain value from the video? Please share with me at the comment section. I'd like to hear from you. Don't forget to give me a follow, like this video, so you keep getting more legal content like this. Thank you. PamTech disclaimer: in disengaging Mrs. Juliet Ibekwe and Mr. Lucky is not enough. It's not enough for the company to just come up and say, please, if you engage with these guys, just know that you are not engaging with PamTech, as they are no longer serving with them. As we all know, these guys have been the face of PamTech for some time now. When we say the face of PamTech, in the sense that PamTech has been projecting them. Now, what's the implication of this? The implication of this is that PamTech will have to do beyond Facebook publication. They will have to do newspaper publication. They will have to send emails to all their clients. Why? Because not all clients are on Facebook, not all clients are on Instagram, to watch these videos. They will have to send a large emails to also their clients, so that in case there is any transaction that any client carried on hand. Let me even tell you how serious this is. Now, somebody can approach any of them. Now, remember, this video is for educational purpose and for others to learn. Now, someone can approach any of them, and throughout the conversation, these two people may not even mention PamTech at all, but the person already believes in his mind that he's dealing with PamTech. You see, so if this publication is not made and something goes on in the transaction, PamTech can still be held liable. So you see, for PamTech, is bigger than Facebook. Newspaper publication will have to be made, and they will try their best at least to send this thing to all their clients. Email, text messages, so that they will be aware. So if you want to deal with them, definitely go ahead to deal with them. But just know you are not dealing with PamTech. And this applies to other people also running their business. It's very important to know this thing, because the law of urgency is very serious. Anything that goes wrong, if someone deals with your former staff thinking they are still dealing with you, if the transaction goes bad, you are going to be liable for that transaction. Did you gain value from the video? Share with me in the comment section. I'd like to hear from you. Don't forget to give me a follow. Like this video so you keep getting more like this. Thank you. Let's talk about termination of employment. Now, as an employer and as an employee, how should an employee's contract be terminated? Now, it's very important to know that when we talk about termination of contracts here in Nigeria, the law that regulates this is the Labor Act. Now, the first thing the law is going to look at is the employment contract. Now, if there is no employment contract, because most times people just employ people here in Nigeria, no employment contract is given. The law, we are going to look at the law. And what does the law say? According to the Labor Act, if someone has worked with you for less than 3 months, you can give the person just 1 day notice and you terminate the employment. If someone has worked with you between 3 months to 2 years, the person is entitled to 1 week notice. If someone has worked with you for 2 to 5 years, the person is entitled to 2 weeks notice. And if someone has worked with you for 5 years and more, the person is entitled to 1 month notice. So the first kind of termination we have is termination by notice. So if you are going to terminate the employment of your employee and there is no employment agreement, you have to have this in mind. You can't just wake up one morning and say, no, you are terminating, you are shutting down the company, therefore you should leave. If they take you to court, they can actually get damages from you even as an employer. So you have to know what the law says. Some of you just employ people and you just feel because you have the right to hire and fire, so it can be used anyhow. No, it cannot be used anyhow. The law still has to be followed. That is why it's very important for you that when you get into an establishment, always demand for your employment contract. Did you gain value from the video? Share with me in the comment section. I'd like to hear from you. Don't forget to give me a follow. Like this video so you keep getting more legal content like this. Thank you. Another way an employer can terminate the contract of his employee is by giving payment in lieu of notice. So your employer can be like, Oga, I'm tired of your service, you know what, leave here. And instead of giving you 1 month notice, probably because you've worked for more than 5 years in this establishment, they can choose to give you 1 month's salary extra. If your employer does that, he's actually right in law. Another way of termination is called summary dismissal. So many people are not aware about summary dismissal. And why is that? The reason why people are not aware about summary dismissal is because people don't know that the employer has the right to hire and to fire. Now, what are the actions that can lead to summary dismissal? Number one, issues of theft and fraud. Number two, issue of gross insubordination. Number three, issue of serious negligence. Number four, I don't even know the number, I'm counting again. Issues of violence and harassment. Any of these issues, if it can be proved, the employer may not even need to give you notice. You can be summarily dismissed, and any court is going to follow suit by also endorsing your dismissal. Did you gain value from the video? Share it in the comment section. Don't forget to give me a follow. Like this video so you keep getting more like this. Thank you.